Welcome everyone to some more Genshin Impact. And today, I'll be doing the final part of a Parade of Providence today. And I'm gonna get started because I really want to see how this storyline concludes. So, okay. So, part 3, or Act 3, as it's called. Gatherings and partings. To claim the crown. Okay, wait until the following day. Time passes by. You're not sure if Arav has completed his investigation behind the kidnapping case and uncovered the truth yet. And that's what we're gonna do. Oh, and I should also mention my throat is kind of bad today. So I apologize if, like, I sound, like, kind of scratchy in the throat or something. Or however you would explain it. I don't know. But I really want to record this. I want to see how it concludes because people keep posting spoilers. So, I really don't want spoilers.
Paimon just heard that the Matra have arrested some Eremites who snuck into the city. Maybe they were the ones plotting to kidnap Sachin. Let's go to the Academia and check with Arav.
Okay. Oh, and also, while I was avoiding spoilers, I did see at least one post, and it is definitely something related to something I really don't want to miss. So I have to pay attention to the quest objectives very carefully this time to not miss the thing.
You're here. Sorry, I was just about to send someone to inform you. I only just finished interrogating the suspects.
What did you find out?
Well, lots of unexpected details, let's put it that way. The mercs themselves were surprisingly easy to catch. We just had someone dress up as Sachin and they took the bait. But then it starts to get messy. During the interrogation, we learned that they were hired by Sachin's own child.
What? Why would someone want to kidnap their own father? What's up with that?
It's anybody's guess at this point. In any event, apparently the guys we caught are just the tip of the iceberg. Most of them are still snooping around outside the city. We're diverting manpower as we speak to try and round them all up. Would you like to come along?
Sure, let's go get to the bottom of all this.
Okay. Well, I suppose this is, interesting. I don't know how to react. I'm just like, what? That is definitely something. Okay, over here. Oh.
Are you sure this is the right place? Something feels off.
I'm positive. But I don't understand why they're all unconscious on the ground.
Huh.
Boss, we got more company.
Look, we were just doing what we were paid to do. You're punishing the wrong people here. You want the real culprit? It's this guy. He hired us to kidnap Sachin.
What happened? Who beat you all up?
Wait, you mean you aren't with them?
With who? Who did this?
First there was this flying brat. Didn't bother asking any questions, just started throwing punches. After that, some guy wearing green came along and interrogated us for a bit.
I've got the confirmation I needed. This is the one who masterminded this whole plot. Giovanni. Sachin's son. If you have any questions for him, now's your chance to ask them. When you're done, I'm arresting them all and taking them back to the Academia for further interrogation.
So why did you hire people to kidnap Sachin?
What do you think? 20 years ago, he upped and left to go and live a carefree life, not giving a second thought for my welfare. As if that's not bad enough already, he went and put his entire fortune in the care of the Academia, along with a contract saying that one day he'd pass it all on to a genius he admired. That's my inheritance, by rights. You expect me to sit back and watch it go to someone else? If he won't give me what's mine, I'll just have to take it from him.
Were you seriously planning to...
Of course! Didn't he say he would be here somewhere, watching the championship from the shadows? So, I figured I'd get some people to nab him. Then I make him change the contract. And if the Academia doesn't agree to hand over the goods, I make him publicly announce that I'm his chosen genius.
So, did you find him?
No. The old fart knows how to stay hidden. I'll give him that. He's probably cooped up somewhere watching all this go on and laughing to himself. I already thought he'd gone mad 20 years ago. And who knows what a madman's truly capable of.
What do you know about the Diadem of Knowledge?
Diadem of Knowledge? You mean that thing he donated to the Academia? Well, I can tell you that it's very expensive. He sold a lot of assets to purchase it back in the day. Weird things started happening after he brought it home, too. For example, sometimes we'd hear a high-pitched voice coming from the storage room. Also, before donating it to the Academia, he once shut himself in that same storeroom and researched it non-stop for days. Something was already seriously wrong with him by that point. Nothing he did shocked me.
What do you mean, something wrong with him?
I only have a vague memory of it, since I was very young at the time. But I have the impression that he went out into the desert for research and didn't return for many years. When he finally did return, he was a changed person. He would mumble incomprehensibly and write essays day and night. I asked if I could see what he'd written, but he chased me out of the room. Later, he went out somewhere and took his written essays with him. When he got back, he signed his contract with the Academia. Part of me wonders whether he'd already stopped being my father by that point. Perhaps the man we called Sachin was a demon from the desert who was wearing his skin.
Okay, you can stop now. You're creeping Paimon out.
You can believe me or not. Doesn't matter to me. I told you all I know. But if you do see Sachin, tell him this for me. Whatever it is that he's researching out there, he'll always be garbage in my eyes.
You finished? In that case, come with us. Well, we finally caught the guy behind all this. Thanks for providing us with the critical information. Do you still have any lingering concerns?
The Diadem of Knowledge.
Yeah, Alhaitham's notes do mention that item.
Scribe Alhaitham looked into this matter. Understood. Well, if you believe there to be an issue with the diadem, I'd suggest contacting the organizers and getting them to pause the competitions while we investigate.
That makes sense. Okay then, let's get back to the venue. We need to tell Karina what's going on.
Okay, go back. Things are getting very interesting. Okay, I'll admit I say that all the time, but that's like the one phrase I say whenever something gets my attention, I think. So, I have a very limited vocabulary, I suppose.
Karina!
You're finally back. Where have you been? I looked everywhere for you. The third round's already started.
We were out capturing some bad guys who wanted to kidnap Sachin. But that's not important right now. We think there might be something wrong with the Diadem of Knowledge, and we'd like to investigate it.
The diadem? That seems unlikely. The Diadem of Knowledge has been used in every extravaganza over the last 2 decades, always without incident. Why has this come up now?
Some new information has come to light.
This is pretty serious. Let me think. Okay, here's the situation. The Diadem is currently in Mount Ima Forest. We moved it there before the 3rd round began. In the 3rd round, contestants have to go into Mount Ima Forest, find the Diadem, bring it back, and place it on the stand. The first person to do this gets 4 points. Considering how close the scores are between our contestants, whoever wins this round is very likely to be the winner of the whole competition. As such, I suspect competition to be very fierce. You might not make it in time.
We have to give it a shot.
I'll mark the Diadem's location for you. Please head there immediately. Let's hope nothing happens.
All right, let's go. That's weird. The locator stopped working. Is the forest interfering with it? Ugh. Let's just go grab the diadem.
Why this year?
Okay, let's go. I guess we go here? I don't know. There's no very close teleport points, so... Oh gosh, my mouse. No! Okay, let's not accidentally fall and take damage.
Uh-oh. This place looks empty. Did someone already take it? Well, we might as well head back and see if anyone's turned it in.
Okay, we have to teleport again. Okay, don't take fall damage by accident.
Oh, looks like Layla has seized the diadem. But getting to the goal won't be easy.
That guy enters the fray.
Horizon's device has gone haywire.
The competition is heating up. Oh. And here's Kaveh bringing up the rear.
It's Kave's toolbox! Throwing the diadem to its owner.
Yes, that's right. Put the diadem in place, and you shall gain all you desire.
Who are you? I need you to get out of my head!
I am confident.
that you will not disappoint me. What just happened to me? Something's wrong.
At long last, someone to inherit my estate, and with it, my research.
Can I just say before I continue, that whole cutscene was really cool to watch, and also I just got very concerned, and then... Okay, I'll just continue.
Come, Kaveh. Come to me, my child.
How do you know my name? Who are you?
I am Sachin. Well, to be precise, I am but a fragment of Sachin's mind. Fate is a curious thing. Seeing you reminds me of another I once met. But you are made of sterner stuff than he, more cognizant of the trials and tribulations of this world. It is you who are worthy to inherit all that I once owned. We meet for the first time, children. But what I mean to say now is of utmost importance. So please, pay attention and bear witness. You have all performed outstandingly in this Interdarshan Championship. The Academia has many rare talents among its ranks, and you are the creme of the creme. But if I were to choose a successor, I would choose you, Kaveh. Not only because you were victorious, but also due to our similarities in character.
Me? Similar to you?
Why, yes. Both of us have the misfortune to be idealists, and that is the source of our misery. 28 years ago, I came to the desert and lived there for 8 full years. What do you think I saw there? Alas, endless strife and slaughter. Conflict over water sources. Robbing of merchant caravans. Exploitation of the people relentlessly, day after day. Beyond the wall of Samiel lay a completely different world from the one I knew. The things I witnessed there tormented me greatly. I wished desperately to find a way to save them.
So, did you find a way?
As a Vahumana scholar, I tried to use Vahumana knowledge to find the answer. I researched history and anthropology, performed countless experiments on human nature, and even sought out the scholars living deep in the desert who called themselves the Lost Darshan. But in the end, I found that the answer I sought simply did not exist. It was not possible to simply assign blame for these transgressions to any one party, for the sins are carved into humanity's very nature. Our nature begets conflict, and conflict begets destruction. This is the inexorable truth. The aim of my research was to draw lessons from history. But what I discovered was that history offers no such guidance. Things can only ever go from bad to worse. After this realization, I could no longer see the meaning in anything that I had ever learned. Consumed by an overwhelming sense of emptiness, I could no longer bear to face life. And so, I decided to bring my life to an end. But before I went through with it, a strange twist of fate led me to come into the possession of this diadem, which has the ability to preserve part of one's consciousness. Into it, I placed my experiences before requesting that the Academia manage my estate.
As I thought, the contract you signed with the Academia was in essence your will. But if you'd given up hope on this world, why did you feel the need to do this?
I mentioned that I had performed a great many experiments concerning human nature. You may regard this as the very last experiment of them all. The academia has no shortage of genius talents, nurturing the brightest minds of every generation. And so, with a handsome reward to draw out the worthiest of individuals, my hope was that one day I would find one who could untangle the mystery of human nature once and for all, and help to move the world onto a better path.
I see. So you desired a successor who was not only a genius, but who also understood the suffering of ordinary people. Such a person would have a clearer understanding of humanity, society, and the world.
Huh?
But did you ever consider that wealth numbs the human heart to the pain in the world? Even an idealist may be incapable of following through on your wishes after inheriting your wealth.
You are highly intelligent, yet you are not the sort of person who would understand my line of thinking. To me, this is also part of the experiment, part of my investigation into human nature. Whether my successor suffers as a consequence of my research, or succumbs to an indulgence in pleasure-seeking, my research will have progressed. I grieve the fundamental sickness of the world. I regret the unbearable weight of its history, and I lament the research that I failed to complete. And this, Kaveh, my dear child, is why you will be of great utility to me.
You're absolutely certain that you want to give me everything you owned? For me to do with as I please?
I have faith in what I see in you. Now wear the diadem, Kaveh, and complete the journey that I could not. Will the verdict I reached cause you suffering? Or will this newfound wealth numb your heart? I look forward to your answer. All of my research materials are being stored at our...
Huh?
I've heard enough! My life's enough of a mess already. The last thing I need is more suffering. Keep your Mora. I don't need it. Didn't you say that you saw a lot of people in pain? Well, if that's the case, then your wealth can go to them. I guess that'll be the end of that.
Kaveh.
Are you all right? Any physical discomfort?
I'm fine. Thanks, Tainari. Don't worry about me.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Kaveh.
Kaveh may have broken the diadem, but he successfully completed the task prior to that. According to the rules, this makes him the victor of round 3. Points-wise, this also makes him the winner of the Inter-Darshan Championship. As the champion and Sachin's personally designated successor, Kaveh has obtained the rights to inherit the entirety of his estate. For the avoidance of doubt, can you confirm that it is your intention to donate all of Sachin's wealth?
Like I said, he thought that the world is a bad place. Well then, let's use what he left behind to change it for the better. Rejecting the world will achieve nothing. He and I, we're not the same.
All right. As the scribe, I will make a record of this incident on file. The sages will contact you in person for details on how exactly Sachin's estate is to be used.
That sounds fine. I don't know if his research findings were right, nor would I know how to finish his research for him. But what I do know is that by ending this here, no contestants will have to suffer. We won't be the last. There will be more championships to come, and countless future scholars will follow in our footsteps. Sachin's words can only cause pain, but Not anymore. No one else has to hear them now. We're all scholars here. I know full well that shutting down his views like this is autocratic and arrogant. Fine by me. I'll bear that responsibility. It's the least I can do. And, well, it's the only thing I can do.
Well said. What you've expressed is a sense of justice and idealism that many aspire to, but few dare follow through with. I say this despite the fact that, in my view, it's quite ridiculous. You have long been aware of what your flaws are, but your pride alone prevents you from admitting it. Nevertheless, your perspective is well suited to appearing in a victory speech. Contestant Kaveh, on behalf of the organizing committee, it is my honor to congratulate you on your victory.
What? Please. I don't need your insincere praise. Anyway, this isn't the time or place for debates. Keep your commentary focused on the competition, not my views.
Congratulations, Kaveh. Also, you'll need to prepare for the award ceremony. Looks like the ceremony will be held at the main venue. Let's head over and check it out.
Oh, that whole cutscene. Also, why is my mic? My mic doesn't want to respond sometimes. No. I mean, it seems fine to you guys, but my image is not reacting to my voice, and that concerns me. Gosh, that was all. That was quite the cutscene. Oh my gosh. I just said halfway through it, though, like, I was like, oh wow. That whole, you know, race scene was really cool. And then I got really concerned. And then, yeah, that whole thing. And then the guy indirectly mentioning, not alive. And I'm like, oh dear. And then just, Kaveh's whole, like, speech, I guess you could say. And I'm just like, aw. Anyways, let's go.
Thank you all for your excellent performance. And that brings this year's Interdarshan Championship to a close. Finally, it gives me great pleasure to invite our champion, Kaveh, to the stage to receive his award. Typically at this point, we would crown our champion with the diadem as well as presenting them with their award. However, we have just received word that Kaveh has inherited Sachin's estate and made the decision to donate it all to charitable causes.
Sachin's estate is getting donated?
So much, Mora. And he gave it all up?
Kaveh's generosity will give many struggling families the chance to change their lives for the better. Of course, without the diadem and prize money to present, this makes the award ceremony a little more concise than expected. Would you like to say a few words, Kaveh? I'm sure many of our audience, like myself, are curious to learn why you decided to give all this wealth away.
I'm not entirely sure what I should say under these circumstances. I'm glad to have won, even though I'd say luck played a big part in that. As for why I want to give the Mora away, I don't support Sachin's views, and I don't want to take his Mora. With a lot of things in life, people need to experience them for themselves. It shouldn't be up to one person to make a judgment on. Not him, and not me either. Anyway, this isn't really the time and place for such weighty and complicated topics. So, I guess that's all. I'll leave it there. Thanks very much.
Oh, Kaveh, just one moment. While this is a short and sweet award ceremony, we do still have a prize to present you with. Please take this limited edition Genius Invocation TCG card.
I forgot that was like one of the prizes.
Additionally, your champion status will be logged in your record. This means that the sages will give priority consideration to any future project proposals you submit.
All right, I'll take the card. But as for project proposals, forget it.
In that case, I declare the award ceremony over. Let's give our champion Kaveh one last big round of applause.
I still don't really get it. The sum of Mora would have been enough for me to live in luxury for my entire life.
That just means you're not strange enough to understand the way that geniuses think. Come on, we've still got the whole Wisdom Gala to explore.
Glad that's over. I think I'm quite good at giving speeches, but this one was just so tiring.
Do you mean that you're still exhausted from the competition? Honestly, you don't look happy at all, but whatever else happened, you're the champion, you know? Don't you think you should be proud of that?
I suppose. Oh, wait. Sino said he wanted the card, didn't he? And now I have it, right here.
So you're gonna give it to him? But if it's a rare one, you should be able to make a tidy sum of more off it.
Why would I do that? It's of no use to me whatsoever. I may as well just give it to him. Could you pass it on to him for me when you next see him?
Whoa, whoa! This is a super big deal! You should do it yourself! Come on, let's go find Sino.
Huh? But I was gonna rest for a while longer. Hey, stop pulling my hair!
Okay, okay.
What you looking at, Sino?
I'm still thinking about the Sachin issue. What brings you here?
Well, they gave me this limited edition Genius Invocation card, and I figured you'd have more use for it than I.
But it's a limited edition. Are you sure you want to give it to me?
What else would I do with it? I have no use for it.
But it's limited edition. Kaveh, are you in trouble? You don't have to do all this. Just tell me what's wrong and I will help.
Oh, that's not what I meant at all. Yes, I have all sorts of problems, but that has absolutely nothing to do with this card. I'll figure my own issues out by myself.
All right. In that case, I accept your generosity. But now that I realize that you have no concept of its value, I cannot simply take it from you. How about this? I shall buy it from you at a fair price. Namely, the price that the previous limited edition card sold for.
Oh, come on. It's just one card. How much could it really be worth?
1 million more at the very least.
How much?
1 million more?
If you feel that's too low, I can go a little higher.
1 million mora for a card? But you already have a whole bunch of these, shiny ones, don't you? I saw your deck last time we played.
Not every card is this valuable, and some cards are exquisitely designed, but not rare.
Huh. Well, I guess they must pay you plenty to be General Mahamatra if you're splashing out on things like this. But really, it's fine. I'd feel bad taking mora from a friend.
Don't feel bad. I save a lot. I can spare the mora for this card.
You don't spend all your savings on your hobbies, do you? You should watch that, you know. You definitely don't want to end up borrowing money in a moment of impulsivity. Living with debt is miserable.
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience. I guess you've been through a lot?
I don't want to talk about it.
In that case, maybe you're the one who should be listening to your advice. In any case, I
Sino will take this precious card, and it shall join the deck of destiny. Kaveh, come with me in a few moments to collect the Mora. Thanks to you, I have achieved my goal for participating in this tournament.
All right, if you insist. Far be it from me to refuse your courtesy any further. Well, at least I'll be able to keep on top of my bills this month. Maybe I'll even have some left over. In fact, let me treat you all to a meal later. Bring Tainari and Kale, too.
Well, this is what they call all's well that ends well. Paimon wonders how the other contestants are doing. Let's go check in with them, shall we? Since we're guest commentators and all.
Okay, okay, chat with the Darshan representatives. Okay, so we have to go all the way up there? Okay. Oh, right, we were so close. Oh, it's below us.
I'm telling you, you can't go wrong taking advice from me on what to wear. Back in the day, my fashion style was considered cutting edge by everyone in the academia.
Really? Well, then, sure, Madame Farazan. Maybe you could pick out a few fashionable outfits for us.
Farazan! Niru! Even Dia and Candace are here! What are you all up to?
Candace and I bumped into these two while we were strolling through the streets. Madame Farazan here's pretty friendly. When she heard that we were buying clothes, she decided to give us some help.
I don't really see anything I'm familiar with. Never mind. We can purchase some textiles and make the clothes ourselves. Let's go with the plain fabric as our base, and embroider red and pink flowers on. Oh, and some green leaves.
Oh, wait a sec. You sure that's the latest style? That sounds a lot like what the older folks back home would wear.
Don't worry. This style is a timeless classic.
No thanks. This is actually sounding pretty weird.
Wait. Madame Farazan's right. That style is a classic and used to be mainstream fashion. But these days, there's some other options too. If you don't mind, how about I pick some clothes out for everyone? It's not often that we get to meet up, especially since Candace rarely makes it to Sumeru City. Also, I know a few places where I can get a great bargain.
Sure. I'm happy to leave it to you.
I'll come with you to have a look. One always has to keep on top of what the youth of today are into.
Madame Farazan? Come quick! She's over here!
Who are you?
We're new in the academia. We saw all the amazing things you did during the competition. Do you have any classes we could sign up for?
Of course I do. And you're both very welcome to join.
That's great! We can't wait. What's your area of research? Precision mechanics?
I'm from Haravatat.
Huh? But you seem like an expert in machines. Wait, sorry. I remember now. You were representing the Haravatat Darshan in the championship. Oh, their classes are so boring, though. I'm sorry, ma'am. Let me know if you run any other classes in the future. I'll be there.
I knew it. What about you? Aren't you going to leave with your friend?
I think you're amazing, Madame Farazan, and I'd like to learn from you for a while, if possible. I can take the class you're teaching as an option, even though cross-Darshan lessons might be a little tough to arrange. But I look forward to learning from you.
I see. You're a good egg, child. Don't worry. Study under me, and I promise you, you will get the best teaching available.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, I won't disturb you any further. See you in class.
I don't quite understand what happened there, but congratulations, I think.
Traveler, Paimon, would you two like to come and pick out some clothes?
Sorry, we can't. We've got a meal with Kaveh later, and we have to check in with all the other contestants before then. Oh, by the way, have any of you seen Hat Guy or Layla?
I don't know where Hat Guy went. We just saw Layla not too long ago, though. But she was hanging out with some other Ratahoa students, so we didn't get a chance to speak with her. Are you gonna go and see what she's up to?
Ratahoa students? They must be the ones who voted for her to enter the competition, right? Oh, she didn't end up winning, so Paimon wonders how they feel about that. Let's go take a peek.
If you don't come to Sumeru City often, classic floral designs aren't a bad choice. Those don't really go out of style. And of course, since you're putting this on your body, you need to consider the type of fabric the clothes are made from. Some materials might look stunning, but they can be terribly uncomfortable to wear.
Agreed. After all, is fashion not the constant phasing in and out of classics? In that sense, you could always consider the style I suggested too.
Wait, sorry, ma'am, but I think it could be quite a while before the style you recommended comes back into fashion.
I actually think the style recommended by Madame Faruzan is quite beautiful.
Isn't it just? You have a discerning eye, my dear.
Okay, next is above us? Okay, my throat. Guess we'll walk this way. Okay. There's the fact that I know there's a missable scene, but I have to be very careful to make sure I see it is interesting. Oh, and I should probably also mention, I'm nowhere near that quite yet, because I know the quest, because people said which part of the quest it is, so that's how I know. And why I had to pay attention to the quest. Anyways, let's go find other people.
I'm sorry, everyone. I could have done better in the third round.
Oh, stop it. If you're going to beat yourself up after doing as well as you did, how bad does that make us look, huh? Heck, it's not like any of us had the guts to enter the championship.
I didn't see the whole thing, but you were the only contestant who scored points in both the first 2 rounds, right? And I heard that you actually found the diadem first in round 3. You came so close to winning the competition.
Aw, I just got lucky, I think.
That can't be true. You had some really stiff competition out there. The renowned Tainari from Amorta, even Sino the General Mahamatra was there. You're amazing, all of you. Getting points off them is a huge achievement. The way I see it, people aren't exaggerating one bit with the nicknames they give you. You are a genuine genius.
Aw, thanks a lot. But I really don't think I qualify as a genius. In the second round, for instance, I dozed off and somehow found myself beside the device when I came to.
Ah, come on, don't be so hard on yourself. We've decided we're taking you out to celebrate, and that's final. Let's go. Cheer up, Layla. The rest of today's all about you.
Looks like things are going well for Layla. This is great! We haven't seen Hat Guy since the end of the competition. Oh well, it's almost mealtime. We'd better go meet up with Kaveh and Sino now.
Okay.
I can't believe it. But in the end, no one was disappointed in me. What a relief. Finally. I can get some good sleep.
Okay. Guess we go down now. since we can't find Skara. Careful so we don't, you know, accidentally activate a cutscene. Okay, I don't think it's gonna happen like that, but I think at least one point it did for me, and when the cutscene ended, I was already 0 HP, so, you know, have to be careful. Let's go!
Are you sure you have enough to cover this? Don't blow it all at once.
Don't worry, I budgeted very carefully, and this is well within my means. Anyway, I've lost count of how many times you've treated me. It's high time I return the favor. Oh, Traveler, Paimon, over here!
Ooh, look at all this! Good food, here we come!
I heard that you went to see the other contestants. How's everyone doing?
Faruzan found herself a student, and Layla's classmates are bowled over by how well she did. We couldn't find Hat Guy, though. Who knows where he's gone?
Alhaitham's gone missing in action, too. Huh. The one time I'm actually in a good enough mood to treat him to a nice meal, he disappears without a trace. That guy. Where the heck could he have gone? I still have questions about that note he left. Well, whatever. He can do what he wants. Now, let's eat.
You shocked me a little when you hurled the diadem to the ground. On further reflection, of course, it made sense, but at the time I was expecting at least some amount of deliberation.
Sachin's voice started talking to me inside my head from the moment I picked it up. I could feel his emotions, too. It was a mix of despair and horror swirling around inside my mind. He bombarded me with his ideas relentlessly, like he was trying to brainwash me. It gave me a splitting headache that only got worse as he went on. Like I was saying at the time, his views are not necessarily completely without value. But if all his research does is lead to misfortune, then we're probably better off without it.
If his forbidden research were to spread in a harmful form and cause people to suffer, the Madra would step in and ban it.
I think you did the right thing. I suppose another way to approach it would have been to claim that you agreed to inherit his research, but give up the research as soon as you've inherited the wealth. But that wouldn't have been your style. I won't comment on his theories or experiments, but I don't believe that he was careless in his choice of candidate. He chose you. That means he knew what he was doing.
Perhaps. I just think that if you accept someone else's things, you should honor their wishes.
That's a good thing. It means that you have integrity.
Thank you, oh my god, thank you. See, you get me, Kale. It's a good thing Alhaitham isn't here right now. He'd be quick to explain why you're wrong.
Seems like you always include him in the conversation, even when he isn't here.
Yep. No dinner with Kaveh is complete without a few words about Alhaitham.
I sense that Alhaitham has in fact been here with us all along.
He's here? Where? Why didn't you tell me?
He lives rent-free in each of our hearts.
horrifying. It literally sent chills down my spine.
Good thing you didn't say that before we started eating. That would have killed the mood in a heartbeat.
All right, enough about all Hatham. Tainari, did you achieve what you wanted out of the championship?
I did, in the first round, in fact. Word of mouth proved very effective. I spoke to a handful of people, they told their friends, and so on. Now, a record number of people have signed up to attend the next lecture. Oh, are you free next month? You should come along, maybe even say a few words.
About what? I don't know the first thing about anything Amorta related.
Just play to your strengths. For instance, you could talk about the distinguishing features of rainforest architecture, or ask everyone not to chop down too many trees the next time they're building a house.
Oh, well, that's no problem. Sure, I'll make time. Has everyone had enough to eat? I can order more if anyone's still hungry.
I'm full. Thanks. Paimon's super full, too. If only we could eat like this every day.
Yeah, we should do this more often. Work will always be there, but seeing friends is important too. This is a good restaurant. Let's definitely come here again.
Sounds good. We should pick a few other places as backup options, though.
There are other good places around here, too? Oh, and don't forget to invite us if you go. There's nothing we love more than good food.
Kaveh, do you have plans after this?
I was thinking of maybe going to the academia for some alone time. Nothing set in stone, though. Why do you ask?
Since everyone is free, why don't we play a few matches of Genius Invocation TCG?
Eager to show off your new limited edition card, are you?
Not to show off. This is my way of thanking you for your help. Only my best friend will have the honor of seeing this card's debut play.
All right, sure. I didn't bring my deck with me, though, so I'll need to borrow one.
Actually, Master, I made a new one a few days back.
Don't tell me you've been spending all your study hours playing cards.
Come on, no need to be so stern. They do say that your innate interests are your best teacher, don't they?
Okay, let's leave the tavern. What? Why is it high? Sorry, it just says higher 1 meter, and I'm like, what?
Well, it looks like this Inter-Darshan Championship's a wrap. All that stuff with Sachin and the diadem got sorted too. Have you still got anything else on your mind?
Sachin's research.
Oh, right. Yeah, Sachin said that he placed his research materials at somewhere beginning with but Kaveh smashed the diadem of knowledge before he could finish. It might be dangerous if someone finds his old research stash, right? Where do you think it could be?
Aru Village?
Holy smokes, you're right! He said he spent all that time researching in the desert, didn't he? So it's very possible that that's where he'd leave all his notes. Alright then, let's head off to Aru Village and try our luck!
Okay, I know that's where we had to go, but I just realized something. I looked at the post again that I, got spoiled from, and it said I should complete this, you know how we have a world quest, right? According to this, I have to complete this before one of the quests, pops up, so I'm going to do this real quick. I will say I spoiled myself with the quest, to know the objectives. And it says it will also take us to Aru Village, so, you know. Yeah, we'll get answers. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing this before we continue as well, so I hope you guys don't mind the deviation from the story. Okay. It's time yet again for an information sale from Lord Sangama Bay. Would you two like to purchase the latest reports? Let me see. This information isn't that important, so it'll go for only 500,000 mora. It's half the usual price. What a bargain. Mind giving it to me for free? Whoa, you want to bring it down to 0 mora? Just as I expected. But I am the great Lord Sangama Bay. Well, since you're so interested, I'll tell you for free, but you must keep it to yourselves. I heard that 20 years ago there was a contestant whose personality suddenly changed after taking part in the competition. Well, it looks like someone saw him in Aru Village. I wonder where he ended up. As that's all the information you're getting for free. If you want to hear more, you gotta pay 2 million mora. I appreciate your patronage. What a ripoff! We can just go to Aru Village ourselves and ask around. Okay, hopefully we are able to do this quest as well. Okay, fortunately, the objective for the main one's here, so we just have to go here. I'll go here just in case. I just don't want to activate the main story. Years ago, a young man did appear here. Back then, life was much harder than it is now. Poverty, disease, ignorance, they tormented us constantly. That young man, clearly from the academia with a bright future, was nevertheless willing to come here and help us. He taught us how to deal with Weenut and monsters. He bought us a lot of medicine with money from his own pocket and took care of the ill all by himself. He sounds like a great guy. Yeah, too bad the good die young. He was always frowning, and no one knew what he was worried about. Everyone was wondering if he was going to leave us. This place did not have the means to properly host him. Still, many said he was a bit crazy to begin with. For example, he would sometimes tell children a story about how, as a child, he taught a strange creature to write. Later, he would often leave the village and explore the desert. Once, I asked him what he was looking for, and he said he wanted to talk to someone from the Nagar something group. Later on, I heard that he died in the quicksand. It is said that he encountered a caravan trapped in quicksand on his way to investigate something. He saved many people, but he himself was unable to get out in time. At that time, there was still a half-finished letter addressed to his child at home. After he died, my son took that letter with him, thinking about delivering it someday. Is that unfinished letter still here? No, it's not here. To live a better life, my son became a mercenary. He was killed in a scuffle a few years ago, and his belongings were taken. Many years have passed in the blink of an eye. I wonder how his child turned out, and if they hold a grudge against him. Not many people know these things anymore. I'm getting old. Perhaps I'll forget these things soon, too. Aw. Oh, I have a feeling I know what, who that individual was. Okay, now we've done it. Okay, I just want to make sure I complete it. Because that's what this one post said. You have to complete it before this one thing happens. Wait, how do I get back up? Okay.
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Oh, hey, Thumb. What are you doing here? And what are you reading? Are those?
Sachin's notes? Yes. I came across his profile while I was organizing some documents and became interested in his research. If it wasn't for that, I never would have agreed to being a commentator. I had a hunch after seeing the fragment of his mind, and sure enough, I came here and found his research.
Wait! So, you've read it already? Are you alright? How do you feel?
I think you may have misunderstood something. The reason Sachin chose that architect to inherit his research was that only he could really empathize with both the calamity and the humanity that these notes seek to convey. Only one who resonates with these sentiments would suffer and begin to think of history as bleak, the present as perplexing, and the future as pessimistic. Empathy is a double-edged sword. Clearly, I am not the same sort of person as Sachin was. Empaths have many friends, and their wide social circle comes with certain societal advantages. But this also makes it hard for them to achieve their goals.
Why's that?
All important things in life involve other people. As such, it's extremely difficult to live a life that causes no harm whatsoever to others. If you really want to achieve your goals, you have to be prepared to make enemies along the way. Not everyone can deal with that reality. And that reality is like the material here: objective, heavy, negative. But at the end of the day, for all these experiment results and conclusions, it's just one person's perspective, Sachin's.
So, what are your thoughts now that you've read it?
As a scholar, Sachin was without a doubt a genius. He laid the blame for the darkness in the world squarely on humanity, experimented extensively with reliable results, and drew logical conclusions. In that sense, one might say his views were correct.
So, people are bad? And things can only ever get worse? All of that's true?
That is not a question for me to answer. Someone else will arrive shortly. You can ask them instead. All I will say is that the world is not built on correctness alone. Sometimes, being correct means nothing at all.
Those words you wrote among your notes, what did that line written in ancient script mean?
Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. By their own choice, the idealist seeks to bring happiness to all while denying themselves the same. Thus, they shall never reach even the borders of truth until they wipe away the ignorance that blinds them. I've never been able to agree with certain philosophies. Even Sachin himself struggled to comprehend the notion of sacrificing oneself for the greater good. But sadly, all viewpoints will find their supporters, and the way we see the world largely decides our fates. All right then, I got what I came for. These research materials are yours to look after. I'll be off.
Wait, so you came here just to read this stuff? You missed out on a big get-together, you know.
Get-together? Ah, yes, that makes sense. This is a good opportunity for that sort of thing.
Guess what? Kaveh treated everyone this time.
Then I'm sure he packed up the leftovers for me. See ya.
And there he goes. Well, it seems like he really wasn't affected by this research. He said that someone else would answer our questions. Who do you think that'll be? Traveler, Paimon, you're already here. Nahida! Oh, and that guy. Wait, so you asked him to take part in the championship? Yes, it was me. Are you surprised?
No. Also, didn't we kind of get an idea that this was obvious, though, from the beginning? Ish. I don't know. Actually, not really.
Did you know that there was something wrong with the diadem from the start? And if so, why didn't you switch it out for another one? Because Sachin's research is not mistaken. He spent his entire life researching this topic, and these materials are a result of that. These are the crystallization of his wisdom. Yes, I was worried that the material might cause some disruption, but I didn't want to wipe away all his hard work searching for the truth. So instead, I had Hat Guy here help me keep an eye on things.
Seriously? I think you can stop calling me that now.
Why? Don't you like it? Well, anyway, if Sachin's chosen successor hadn't been able to handle his research, or if it had brought pain to more people, he would have intervened at a suitable moment.
And after all that, the person Sachin chose turned his nose up at his life's work. Pretty hilarious.
I was also hoping that this could be an opportunity for you to learn how to interact with people normally. But it looks like that didn't work out.
That wasn't necessary. I'm still paying you back for your help. And the last thing I need is more reasons to be indebted to you.
Maida, what did you mean by Sachin's research is not mistaken? Does that mean that you approve of his research? Put it this way instead. Truth to me is like a shroom boar. Some people only see the mushroom on the shroom boar's back, and they conclude that the shroom boar is a mushroom. Others see only the shroom boar's body, and they declare that the shroom boar is a boar. Still others look deeper inside, and determine that the shroom boar is meat. These conclusions are all correct in their own way, but none of them objectively describe the shroom boar. Paimon kinda gets it, but also not really. The world is the same way. No one, not even I included, can understand it in its entirety. All of us are somewhere on the path toward truth. Within the confines of our limited knowledge, some may blindly believe in the beauty of this world, and others may focus only on its evils. In truth, the most important thing isn't what state the world is in now, but what people hope it will become. But of course, I don't mean that as a criticism or a call to action. Ultimately, my duty as the God of Wisdom is to guide every form of wisdom to a place where it can find its purpose.
That was a long speech. So what are you actually going to do with these research materials?
Because Kaveh, as the successor of this research, does not wish to see these ideas disseminated, I will seal it up. But even though Sachin's research could be considered negative wisdom, it is still a building block of the truth. If someone wishes to follow in his footsteps in the future, I will not stop them. I also look forward to the day that a member of the Vahumana Darshan can not only comprehend his theories, but also find a way out from the despair as well.
Vahumana doesn't have that kind of talent. Wait, you're not intending to keep me in Vahumana long term, are you? I don't remember signing up to become a scholar. Don't you think I'm useful enough to you as a prisoner?
Oh boy, here we go again. You think so? Well, to that, I would say that in Sumeru, even prisoners have a right to an education. I hope that your studies in Vahumana will help you deal with your own fate, and learn how best to settle old debts from your past. I will review your final thesis myself. I'm expecting great things from you, Mr. Hat Guy.
Okay, yeah, there is a quest. Okay, this is the quest, I think. Which is why I made sure to complete that world quest before this, because, well, Well, it's very important. Oh gosh. I'm okay. I will admit I don't quite know how this is completely activated. Okay, let's go. I think I have everything I need to make sure I see this scene.
"20 years ago, the Academia had just received Sachin's estate. To celebrate the huge investment, the Academia extravaganza that year was grander than usual. I was very young then, and I remember seeing posters for the Interdarshan Championship all over the city. I couldn't help but mention it to my father. I even told him that I really liked the look of the diadem. It was so unique. So he said, "Why don't I win it, so I can let you play with it for a few days?" That made me very happy, and I nodded enthusiastically. But to my surprise, he didn't win. And when he got back home, he seemed extremely depressed. Later, he left home, saying that he wanted to do some investigating in the desert. The quicksand got him not long after that. For many years, I couldn't face up to it at all. If I just kept my mouth shut, maybe none of it would have ever happened.
Aww. I was also told to press the second option too, so don't say the first one. Don't mention the results of the investigation.
Sorry, my mind was still on the championship. Look at me, rambling away.
You look really upset. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine. What's past is past. We need to look towards the future.
Okay. Go back to the Academia and take a look around.
Where were you while the rest of us were eating together?
I don't recall being obligated to report my whereabouts to you.
Did you go find another hidey hole to read in? You need to change your ways, you know. You can't survive on books alone.
Surviving on meals paid for by you would be harder still.
You? Whatever. It doesn't take a genius to guess what you've been up to. You were investigating Sachin, weren't you? It was obvious from your notes. However, I don't believe his research alone would have been enough to pique your interest. His way of doing things is disturbing, while you... Well, to be fair, your philosophy disgusts me too, but you and Sachin are nothing alike. I don't imagine your views intersect at all. Egoism and nihilism are not the same thing.
My personal interests aside, Sachin's legacy is not entirely meaningless. He conducted experiments on a great scale and left his findings behind. Also, thanks for the compliment, but I'm actually just passing through. I didn't come here for the conversation. Well, not this one at least.
What do you mean? What topic of conversation could be more sacred among scholars than the exploration of differing philosophies?
Well, based on what I've learned, Sachin and his disturbing way of doing things, as you put it, is very likely to have met your father 20 years ago.
What did you say? Wait, so... No, surely that doesn't mean... So that's why he thought I looked familiar. My father must have gone into the desert due to his influence.
I'm afraid so.
Good thing I shattered that diadem. From now on, nothing like that will ever have to happen again.
The boundaries of knowledge are ever expanding. Someone else will inevitably pick up the same line of research one day, and Vahumana regards it as a reasonable research direction.
Oh, not this again. Even if you're right and people are bound to fall into the same intellectual traps, things won't necessarily go the same way again next time. You have to admit that the actions of one individual don't always predict the behavior of the group, and vice versa. Take Sachin, for instance. He's quite an anomaly.
And so is the one who stopped him. You. Conflicts of this nature are indeed exceptional, but it will occur again in the future. You said it yourself. The actions of one individual cannot predict the behavior of a whole group. You know that not everyone would have chosen as you did.
Even so, I stand by my views. You can forget about trying to convince me.
That's fine. We've been arguing over this for years, and I don't hold any hope of you understanding. The issue we're debating has long since moved on from who's right and who's wrong.
Thanks for letting me know all this.
What?
I said, thanks for letting me know. Hey, stop acting like you didn't hear me. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
They say that earnest thanks should be given thrice, so one more time, please.
What? Aw, okay. Okay, I did a little bit of checking and yes, okay. So I can finally explain this. So yeah, for some reason, like, there is easily a missable scene. Or just like missing parts of a whole scene. And so basically what I did and what I'm kind of glad people spoiled this on me because I don't think I would forgive myself if I missed this. But basically, you had to do Dori's quest, the world quest, first, before you do this last quest, or probably before it activates. I don't actually know. So you had to complete it. So it was short. So fortunately, I was able to do it between objectives. And also another requirement for this is when you get this quest. And if you did her quest, Kaveh would be there alone, and you would get the option to either tell him or not, and to get the last scene, you should not tell him. And that activates that conversation. Also, apparently, according to people, if you didn't do Dori's quest, it goes straight to just the last scene, so that's interesting. Okay, I made sure. Actually, I saw two different posts, but the first one didn't really bring up, like, that you have to do the quest, so, I'm glad I saw a post where it did bring up the quest. So, good. I actually got the scene, all of it to appear. Okay. Yeah, I had to make sure because I don't want... It's definitely something I didn't want to miss, considering it does involve both Kaveh and Alhaitham interacting. So, yes, I know some of you may be thinking, like, what I'm probably thinking right now, but it's fine. I really wanted to make sure I saw that scene, so... Okay. Now that we have finished the main quest line of the event, as well as the side quests that are connected with the situation, I will do the 3 things that have unlocked today. So, actually, I'll do this one since it's close by. And then I'll do these 2. Oh, and also this, it turns out it was pretty interesting of activity thing in the event. I don't know how to describe it. It's actually pretty good. Like, I had a lot of fun going through the first one. I was confused at first, but after going through it, I was like, oh, now I get it. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing the thing here first, so let's do that. Anyway, Anyways, this whole event. I like how we got to really know Kaveh as a character. And of course, people will be like, oh gosh, it's a limited time event. We're never going to see it again, except for YouTube videos. And honestly, fair. I have a feeling that they'll have it in his character stories once he's playable and we get his, Okay, the game went a bit slow there. Like when we get the little things here for Kaveh and unlock the friendship, I have a feeling it'll also be told there. The backstory stuff, I mean. Obviously not the event, because I don't think they would just lock it behind an event like that. Actually, no, don't imagine it. If I say that, I'll just remind myself there's one event storyline I didn't do in this entire game. And, part of me cannot live that down, even though I'm kind of glad I played when I did, because, as some people said, having done the 1.1 event kind of made Skara's introduction later kind of, like, very, very short. So, well, I mean, it wouldn't be an introduction, but you know what I mean. Anyways, let's do this. Okay. I figured out how to do this from last time, because as you all saw, my attempt at trying to do this. Okay. Oh no! Use forward charge at the right moment to cause the shroom boar model to break the obstacle at the appropriate rhythm point. Did I do it? Oh, I'm supposed to... Mastering timing. Oh, I didn't do that right. Oh, I was supposed... It's supposed to be like... Okay, let's test this out again. Tense. It's a bit much. No! Oh no, I almost got it perfect. No. Wait, I missed it. No, I missed it. I didn't realize it was still going. Oh no, I messed up. Oh gosh, that made my head spin. Oh gosh, I didn't notice I hit it. I hit it not on time, and then I missed too. Oh gosh. It made me panic like in Project Sekai, Pro Sekai, where I'm near, like, I'm at a very difficult part of the song, and then I panic, and then I miss my combo, and the result screen says 1. And I'm like, no! You know what? I'll do this one next, and then we'll do the story time. Okay. So obviously, go to the hardest difficulty to get everything in one try. let's do this. And as I said in my previous video, I did figure out how this makes sense. Okay, so what you select here is the ones you don't want. Normal opponent's HP will be increased by 100. That's a lot. I'll keep it. When there are opponents on the field, res, no. Linchpin? Wait, what's a linchpin? That means I had to put fire, I guess. I don't know, I kind of just want to use my Dendro team and just beat them all up. Be replaced by linchpin opponent. I feel like, nah, I think I'll create a cryo team. I mean, cryo, no. I'll have a pyro team, is what I'm trying to say. I guess we'll just have this. Or, no. No, we'll have these two. I was going to use my Dendro team. I used my Dendro team, the second team slot, for the first one. So let's, we'll change it up. Oh, it is also Pyro, it says here. Let's see. I don't think we'll, no, we don't need that. I think I'll do that. And I'll... Actually, this might be good. What is... Actually, no. I think I got an idea.
All right, let's head off.
Let me try this team. I honestly don't know, but I want to try it. Okay, let's see. Hope this works, I think.
Coming to be.
I'm the frying pan.
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Motion to compel. Ha. Ha. Eat this.
Live.
Phew.
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me. Coming to be.
Incinerate.
Into the wind.
Booba, get them.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Motion to compel. I'm the frying pan. Red like a flame.
Live. The wind knows me. Clouds hide. The birds call.
Oh, wow. That was really fast. Okay. Okay, that worked out. Okay, and we have the Haravatat thing. Let's get our goodies and primo gems. Well, that technically also counts as goodies, but okay. Oh, we got our Farzan after we do one more thing. Okay, let's switch back. Okay. Right about... Oh gosh, what was that? Oh my god. I just heard something, and that just made me jump, and it was just downstairs. Oh my gosh. I get so I'm going the wrong way. I get so distracted that the smallest random noise makes me jump. Anyways, right here. Okay. Would you like give? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Lend me your ears. Okay. Part 2. It also seems like these are separate stories, so we don't need to see part 1, I think. Okay. So this one is Bahara is a student from Haravatat. Some time ago, he went out for his research, but received an unexpected letter from his mentor, who, in the letter, asked him to bring back something Bahara mistakenly took with him on the trip. In response, Bahara mailed the item back to Haravatat. However, when Bahara later returned to Haravatat, he still got a scolding from his mentor. Why is that? Okay, so so basically we ask questions, we unlock new things to ask, and we click find the truth and answer a set of questions. Okay, what would you like to ask about the object? Was this item broken when it was returned? No. Okay. Could this item be mailed through a letter? Yes. Okay, it's something that could be mailed. Was the item related to the mentor? Yes. It was something that the mentor needed urgently. I don't think this is relevant, so I'll skip it for now. Okay, so the item's related to the mentor and it can be mailed through a letter. The usage of the object. Was the item dangerous? No. Could this item have a negative impact on the academia? No. Okay. Did the item have something to do with the mentor's daily work? Yes. It was something that the mentor would use almost every day. Okay. Something that could be used every day. Daily. Oh god, my foot! Ow, 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 ow. Okay. The object's influence on the mentor's work. Ow. I should really learn to stand up when I play games, but my table is so low that I can't even do that. So, okay. Without the item in the letter, was the mentor unable to start work? Yes. Okay, so it has, Would the mentor lose his job without the item in the letter? No. Okay, it's not extremely critical. The letter's current condition. Oh, wow. Could the mentor access the location where the letter was placed? Did anyone else touch the letter? Was the letter delivered to Haravatat? Did the mentor get the letter? Was the location of the item related to the item itself? Okay, no. Could the mentor... Okay, cannot access the location where the letter was placed. Can anyone touch it? Yes. Okay. I want to ask, did the mentor get the letter? No. Okay. The people who touched the letter, did more than one other person touch the letter? No. Was the person who touched the letter hostile to the mentor? Did the one who touched the letter destroy it? Was the person who touched the letter one of the academia's staff members? Or did the person who touched the letter do something that inhibited the mentor from receiving it? No. Let me double check. Oh, the mentor didn't get the letter. Okay. So. the person who touched the letter one of the staff members? Yes, they were just performing their usual duties, though. Okay. Yes. Okay, it's one of this. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gathering, okay, we'll double check the story. Who would Lara ask him to bring back something took with him on the trip? Okay, sorry, I had to read this again because my brain stopped working for a moment. Tango, he went out for his research, but he didn't expect a letter from his mentor, who in the letter asked him to bring something he mistakenly took with him. I think I get it. Okay. Okay, item B mailed through letter. Yes. Item related to the mentor. It affects the daily work. Without the item, the mentor was unable to start the work. The mentor didn't get the letter. Someone else did, a staff member. It wasn't destroyed. Not hostile person. No one else touched the letter. Oh, we know? Okay, I don't feel like we need an answer for this. Let's see if we can find a trace with this information. Why was his mentor angry? Contest is ruined. His plan was about to be exposed. Okay. No. He could not because he could not obtain the letter. Who was it who came into contact with the letter? Okay. No treasure hoarders. It was a staff member. Guess the Darshan staff member? It wasn't this. Where was the letter? It wasn't destroyed. It was hit. It was with. Oh gosh. Was it the person? Wait, could it be a mantra? No. What? It was hidden? It wasn't destroyed. We got no. If it was in the office, it would have. The mentor wouldn't have been angry in the first place. Hidden? A bill. No. I'm guessing the keys to the office. I don't think you could fit a potion in a letter, so. Oh, I missed. Okay, so I missed the only question. Or did I? Excellent. You truly do have an agile mind. There's only one question left unsolved. Give me more time to think. Okay. Where is the questions? I guess like where it is. Is it this? Could a mentor access the location where the letter was placed? No. Okay. Was the location of the item related to the item itself? Oh, is it in the office? Wait. Wouldn't that mean that he's locked out of his own office and the keys are in the office? We know the letter was delivered, yes. Okay. Actually, yeah, make sure this. Okay, it was delivered. Okay, so it is the Darshan. So, wait. Okay. Could not obtain the letter. It was lost. Darshan? I don't think it was Matra. Where was the letter? It was in the office, I'm guessing. I think this is the question I missed. the mentor's office. The keys to the office. Well done! You got all the answers correct. So it is a case where, like, okay, it's like, I have the letter with your keys in it, so you could go in the office. But unfortunately, somehow, the letter was put in there. Okay, I'm gonna guess it's kind of like, oh, the door was open. The letter was put in there. But now you're locked out. Or alternatively, okay, give me a second. Okay. I got the hang of this. Is that about the... Okay. So... Ahara took the keys to the office, and when his mentor sent him a letter to ask for them, he sent them in a letter back to the academia. However, when his letter reached his Darshan, the staff member simply dropped it into Bahara's mentor's office through through its letter slot. As such, both the office keys and the letter wound up stuck inside the locked office. I knew it. Yeah, I was like trying to say it's like slipped through the door or something. That's how. Okay. And we could say this, but yeah, 2-day unlock. Okay. Well, that was an interesting one. The other one, I will say, involves like a bird. It's like, well, actually, you find out that it's a bird, and it's like, how is this bird wet? Like from the rain, and obviously it was because, well, it's a bird. The bird doesn't have like the equipment humans would have to go into the rain, or you know what I mean. Like, are not capable of wearing rain equipment. So we got a free Farazan. And we got these pretty things. Oh, and also, once I do the activities next time, I will get another crown. I have 15. And this thing. I still love the subtle animation in the picture. It's so nice. I want that as my lock screen on my computer. Okay. And this makes C2. Okay. Well, that is it for the video, and all I'm gonna record for the event as well. Oh boy, there is quite a lot. I don't know where to begin. I really enjoyed this event. I really enjoyed how, like, it does highlight Kaveh, since we didn't know much about him yet. And also, we're definitely gonna learn more about him once we can get him from the banner and unlock his story and voiceovers from the friendship points. I can't wait for that. Anyways, yeah, this event's lovely. I love all the character interactions. Also, this event made me think, as time goes on, we obviously have 3 more regions. And it's making me realize that as time goes on, like, it's gonna be harder for them to, I wouldn't say harder, but they have to plan carefully of, like, when, you know, events have to happen. Like, to, like, balance, like, the focus of characters per region. Now that I think about it, it's making me curious on what will be revealed for update 3. I'm gonna guess we're still going to get a 3 update next, because I feel like if we're actually getting Fontaine, we would probably have Fontaine character strip marketed, so I'm just gonna guess that. Anyways, there's so much I'm thinking about. Ow, my foot. Anyways, I'm trying to think what else to talk about. Okay, specifically the event. Again, I do enjoy it. Character interactions are really nice, and else to say? I mean, other than what I just said, like, I really enjoy how we got to know more about Kaveh, and gosh, I can't wait to get him and Baiju soon. Can't wait to get them both. And I just can't wait for more events that make me smile. So, yay! And also, is there anything else? Oh, yes. I think that's it, at least specifically for what we did. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.